DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another glorious episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as Mill Icon, and please say hello to my other co-hosts. We've got Jen, the E-Juice Fairy.
How's everybody doing today? Happy Easter.
Hi, we've got JJ, also known as Flavor Pro, or Jennifer Jarvis.
Hello, I'm trying to fix my camera.
And we've got the lovely Rin Vapes. Hi.
Hi.
How's everyone doing? Happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter. I got to eat I made some ham, spiral ham today. I went completely off my diet. I had some potato salad. And I even scooped out some banana pudding.
Nice.
Good old Southern meal.
Sounds good. I'm on the West Coast, so my dinner will be after the show, but I'm looking forward to it.
We ate about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We ate early. We did lunch-ish between lunch and dinner. So that means I get leftovers. But I can't have banana pudding again.
How was your Thanksgiving? How was your Easter, Rin?
That was good. I'm full, though.
What'd you eat? What'd you get?
Well, since I don't eat conventional meat, I had fish. And then the regular sides, which for us is like this potato thing and the green bean casserole. It was good.
You stopped eating meat?
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
Really? What
Yeah.
do you use for protein? Just fish and chicken?
Chicken is meat.
Oh. You're a pescatarian is what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of. Like I'll eat seafood occasionally, but mainly it's like tofu.
So is it for like spiritual reasons or health reasons or?
I don't know. I don't like to talk about it because people get all like crazy, but mainly I kept getting sick from chicken. So I started cutting my meat out and then eventually I just stopped eating it. I don't know. It's weird. It became unpleasant to me. Like I didn't really want it for the most part. Like the only thing that I crave now is steak because there's really no substitute for that. And bacon because there's no good meatless bacon.
No substitute for bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's good. I'm full though. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Maybe after this you can have a little nap.
I've done the opposite. I've gone to mostly meat and some vegetables.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Like I'm mostly meat and a few vegetables. Meat and vegetables normally. But I don't know. Some people just their body just doesn't agree with meat, So
yeah, my daughter is one of those people that eats very few meat products. She mostly eats chicken breast, and that's pretty much. And she'll occasionally, like once a month, want a steak. That's it. She won't eat ground beef. She won't eat pork chops. She doesn't like anything fatty. But it's because of the texture, something textural for her.
Yeah.
How was this week's mixing for you guys?
I just tried mine today and it's not great. But
that's pretty fun.
It's not terrible.
I had fun with mine because I didn't, I mean, Theo in the group said it best. He's like, "What the hell is that?" So I went with it. I went with, "What the hell is that?" And I just decided it was red. It was red.
It is red.
Okay.
Red. I mean, I almost did the psychological thing where, you look at a picture and the psychiatrist or psychologist says, "What do you see here?"
Yeah, what do you see? Well, there's interpretation.
And I was like, "Oh, I see an ice cream cone, or I see this. I see clouds."
Cloud watching.
It's a Rorschach cranberry test.
Yeah.
Well, I saw failure, so that's all I got.
Add sugar, add sweetener, it'll be fine.
I saw cranberry, apple, and rhubarb.
Same.
I don't actually know how mine tastes.
I've been vaping mine.
I've lost mine. I now need to remix mine.
I committed to a 10 mil in the squonker and decided it needs more menthol. So, whoops! I just gave away one of the ingredients, but it's on the name, so it's not like it's a big secret and it's public now.
Well, how about you go first then?
Oh crap! I don't have it pulled up, but I can get it pulled up real fast. Hold on. Let's see. Yep, it's right there. Let's see. So I'm going to read my description because I kind of enjoy that part of doing this, is torturing people into what I write. And let's see. So I wrote, I use Saskatoon berry, and I have no idea what the hell that berry is, but I figured it tasted red, so I used it. And it might not even be red. Isn't that something Canadian, Emily?
It is, but I have no idea.
You don't know what it is. Great.
No.
So I can make it whatever I want to, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's why I was going to name it Saskatoon Hoop, but then I decided to just go ahead and add more to the name. I called mine Saskahooberry, just because, I can. And I use Saskatoon berries at 1.5%, FA raspberry at 1%, black currant at 3%. It's a lot of black currant, but it's good. Blueberry from SC at 0.75% to darken it some. Beetle juice from Flavor West. Another undescriptive berry kind of juicy mix. That's my jam. FA menthol at 1.5%, which is fine for the average human. I bumped it to 3 for personal self, but for the average human, 1.5%, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good starting point for menthol. Actually, 0.75% is probably a good starting point for a normal human. So that's it, man. I mean, in the description itself, I just says Saskatoon berry frozen treat for menthol lovers out there that get no love from the community. It's a sweet, jammy, and a little tart. It's the deep red berry blend. It's cold, something to enjoy on a hot summer day. Optional to boost the menthol up to 3%. LOL with a big smiley face. Yes, 3% is where I like FA menthol. Freeze your throat off. You can also leave out the menthol. It did taste decent without the menthol, but I did feel like I needed more sweetener. If I took out the menthol, I needed 0.5% sweetener or 1% sweetener to make it more jammy instead of cold. You're either taking it to the jammy side or you're taking it to the cold side with it, because there's a certain tartness to it. And I don't know if that's coming from the beetle juice or if it's coming from the Saskatoon berries, because I didn't single taste the Saskatoon berries. I know that the FA black currant is heavy in here, but black currant is a bright flavor when you push it up. It gets pretty jammy. So that's mine. Menthol. Who's in? Not too many people mix menthols. I figured I'd throw one up there so you didn't know what the heck that picture was.
I think it's really funny. There's not a single cranberry in this.
I mean, I didn't see cranberries. I saw berries.
It's just red.
Just red. I saw a red blob.
And with the Saskatoon and the blueberry, like,
and I also pulled up Saskatoon berries. I Google imaged it, and it looked like a berry, like a red berry. Some of them were blue, some of them were red. I was like, oh yeah, perfect. That's what I see.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, like, how deep it is with the black currant and the blueberry and the Saskatoon. If it tastes more, if it tastes very red.
I thought it was going to taste deeper or darker, but I don't know if it's the beetle juice at 3% that caused it to be so bright, but it ended up being really bright red. So it's an undescriptive, bright red flavor that is not a cherry.
Yeah, because but the FA raspberry is pretty strong, and then that beetle juice is very a bright red, like candy fruit.
So I'll take another hit of it just to make sure it's still red. It's pretty red, man. It's got even though I added blueberry, I don't pick up the blueberry as a blue in it or a dark. It just made it jammier, just thicker kind of. But that Flavor West beetle juice is just red. So, and that is, I think, the main note that gives me the tartness and the defined redness in it.
Awesome.
I still don't know what beetle juice is. And I don't know what Saskatoon is. So I've got some flavors here. I have no idea what they are, too. And those are the beetle juice is at 3% and the Saskatoon at 1.5. So I feel like the Saskatoon was a pretty strong flavor. So I feel like those two are dominant in this. Although I do pick up the raspberry and a little bit of, and I pick up the black currant. It's just, but it's bright. It's red. It's red and it's cold.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. It looks good.
It looks mentholy. And it's not medicinal.
What made you decide to put menthol in it, though?
Why not? I don't have a single recipe picture in there that has menthol in it. So I was like, fuck it, menthol. It's berries. I mean, I like my berries cold. I do my raspberry blueberry mix and I add menthol to it. Figured I could vape the whole 60 ml I made of this if I added menthol. So that's what it was. Only thing I might have changed is maybe adding something to cut a little bit of the sharpness from that Flavor West beetle juice, maybe a little bit of marshmallow instead of sweetener. I added 0.25% sweetener, and the only thing I'm wondering is if adding marshmallow would have smoothed out the edges a little bit more on the sweetener and sweetened it enough. But I don't know. It's good enough as it is, and it's very cool and refreshing as it is. With marshmallow, it would have thickened it a little bit more. So
cool. All right. Well, that looks tasty. Who would like to go next?
You can't be speeding through this thing now. Y'all supposed to ask more questions? No, I'm just kidding. Just messing with you.
It's Easter. Let's go. I'll do mine.
Okay.
I'll start off with saying I'm not thrilled with it. Like, it's not bad. It's just not great. I kind of stuck similar to like what I saw in the picture, like a cranberry glaze concoction. I use cranberry cocktail, which technically is like a beverage, but YOLO. I wanted to use it because I haven't yet, so I figured it'd be a good time to use it. Plus, I figured maybe the wetness of the cocktail would help with like the glaze. I try to create my own glaze. I don't know that I necessarily accomplished that, but I used the What Wonder flavor cranberry cocktail at 2%, strawberry gummy candy at 1.25%, sweet and sour rhubarb, Wonder Flavors 0.5%, and then Thai apple from Wonder Flavors at 0.25%. I used the cranberry as obviously the cranberry flavor, the strawberry gummy candy to add a strawberry note that's kind of gummy to kind of create a glaze. I figured maybe the cocktail plus the gummy candy would make a glaze. I don't know that I accomplished that. The rhubarb was kind of just to maybe make it more sour. Plus rhubarb paired with the apple and the strawberry. And then the apple I used, because I just like Thai apple. I think it's interesting. And it has like a waxiness that I thought may be glazy. I don't know. Overall, I don't know.
It looks like it would be like pretty bright. Is it like bright? Because that cranberry cocktail and like the candy, like strawberry gummy candy, and sweet and sour rhubarb too. Like they're all like kind of bright, like fresh fruity type, as opposed,
Yeah, it kind of just turned into like an ocean spray.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
No,
That's actually a good thing.
it's not at all. It's just I expected the other flavors to come through a little bit more because like the Thai apple is pretty strong to me. And the other flavors, you can barely taste that they're there. And maybe because that the cranberry cocktail is so high, maybe if I dialed it down a little, it would be less. But I wanted it to be prominent because that's what it's supposed to be, is like a cranberry salsa thing or whatever. But it ended up just kind of being it. Like it's not prominent, it's dominant. And, it is what it is.
Yeah, but you probably took that cranberry and just fixed any of the things that needed fixing with it. I mean, that I would think that apple would make the tartness in the cranberry show up and give you some sour notes, maybe. So,
Maybe between that and the rhubarb.
Yeah,
the rhubarb
I haven't
was
tried that rhubarb yet. I think I have it. I just haven't tried it yet.
It's actually good. Like I don't like rhubarb vapes, but that one is good. It reminds me of to me it tastes like a sour raspberry. I don't know if everyone's going to get that, but I'm not very versed in rhubarb, so I couldn't tell you. To me, it tastes like a sour raspberry, and I figured the sour would help enhance like the tart of the cranberry. And it's definitely a little tart, like a little sour, but I don't know. It's mainly just cranberry. I don't know that I get a glaze.
And how long have you had it sitting?
I mixed this Tuesday. So it's had a few days. I mean, it's a fruit. It shouldn't need a whole long time.
Yeah, I was just making sure that it didn't sit too long and then just blend into one. You probably just enhanced your cranberry to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like filled it out.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a little more texture, I think is what it's missing for me. Yeah. And maybe if I played with it a bit more, I could have gotten that. But honestly, I was not bothered this week.
I wonder if that rhubarb is like, since I'm not sure I have it. Actually, I didn't see it, and I just did all my Wonder flavors and divided them into my, how I do my stuff where I have my creams in one and my fruit in the other. I did the same thing with my Wonder flavors, and I don't remember seeing that rhubarb in my fruit pile. So I wonder if I can sub maybe cactus for it.
No idea.
No idea.
I've only used cactus maybe once, so I don't know.
The only reason I was saying that is because of your description of it being tart.
To me, it tastes like a sour raspberry. So
yeah, so then cactus is not it.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought about adding hibiscus candy to it, and maybe that would help add texture, but I just never got around to it.
Yeah, it probably would. If you're going for that kind of sticky.
Yeah, I wanted it to be a little like the picture where you can see there's like chunks of stuff in it.
You call it cranberry blob.
Another thing that might help, and I don't know because I don't have the flavor, much less have tested it yet, is the baked strawberries by Wonder Flavors.
Yeah, that was the problem. The reason I didn't use that is, number one, I kind of wanted just to see what a whole recipe with Wonder Flavors tasted like. And two, the strawberry glaze to me sometimes mutes. So I didn't want to use it.
I was talking about the baked strawberry, the new Wonder Flavor flavor.
Oh.
No one has that yet. Well, a couple people have it yet, but it's
I got that Friday night, so it was really not enough time. Yeah. But yeah, that might have worked in there better than the gummy candy. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Well, this still looks tasty though.
Yeah, it looks right up my alley. I'd probably drop a 1.5% menthol in it.
Oh God, you and your menthol. You just have to fairyfy it. She's like, yeah, maybe I'd add a little bit of this little sweetener because it doesn't count.
Well, yeah. I go and it's so weird because I'm from straight heavy diacetyl filled cream to my menthol, and it must be just how I freshen my palate so I can go back to my cream and taste it. Because this is thick custard vanilla that I'm vaping in this one. So I don't know. I guess the menthol refreshes my mouth.
Yeah, I kind of wish I liked it more than I do because I just don't like menthol. Because I would imagine it'd be nice to switch it up. I just can't get behind it. It just tastes like
down with the menthol.
No, it tastes like it reminds you of Vapor Rub and cough drops, like everything involving being sick. And it just to me, like
yeah, I'm like that too. Like I'm okay with some mint every now and then, but like menthol, like I just can't. I can't go there.
Well, I can't do eucalyptus because of that. The same things you guys are describing, but I can do menthol.
To me, menthol is eucalyptus.
To me, menthol smooths down. So straight, like off the shake and early on, menthol does have that eucalyptus kind of flavor, but once it sits for a while, it tones down. You still have some mint in there, but not as bad. But that's my take on it. And of course, I've been using menthol for about 1.5 years now.
Okay. Great. Menthol rocks. Janet, would you like to go next or you want me to?
I can go next because mine's pretty short and sweet. I can't taste anything and I have no idea. So it's a recipe.
I told you the other day, sometimes that's when you do your best work.
Well, if other people want to try it, they can. I have no idea. It tastes weird. It tastes kind of cranberry-ish, and then there's some weird kind of, I don't know, powdery note that I'm getting from it. I can't taste anything. I can't taste what I'm vaping. I'm vaping menthol right now, and that's all I can taste. So I can't taste strawberry. I can't taste anything. I'm broken.
You're where I was a couple weeks ago.
Pretty much.
Has moved north.
It has. Spring. Stupid spring.
I think it's been more, what is it, pollinated or whatever than usual. Because like I typically don't have allergies, or it could be from being older. I don't know. But this particular season, like I have been having a random runny nose, no other symptoms, just runny nose and weird tasting. Like, I don't know. It's been a weird winter.
Yeah, it definitely has.
I can relate, but I always get allergies, so.
Well, so I kind of just went for cranberry sauce with pineapple in it and a little bit of bergamot just to give it a little bit of a spicy flavor and a bit of jammy berry to jam it up some more from Flavora, and then sour and sweet. It should taste good. Looking at that, as a recipe, it should taste good. I just can't taste anything. So I have no idea.
So what's that TFA cranberry sauce like? I've never tried that one.
It tastes like cranberry sauce when I can taste things.
Yeah.
Like I actually like it. It's one of my favorite cranberries.
Is it like thick and gelatin-like, or is it kind of thin and astringent?
It's very much like canned cranberry sauce. Without it's more like the jelly kind, not the whole fruit one for me. Like I don't get any seediness out of it. It's kind of why I added the Flavora apple cranberry, because that's got a little bit more of a seedy note, plus the apples, which could be cooked in there with it. And then the pineapple's cooked in with it, and a bit of bergamot just to zhuzh it up.
Awesome.
I forgot about that jammy berry. That flavor is so good.
It is, right?
Oh my god.
I would be able to mix this if I had that Purelum Golden Pineapple. How close is that to Capella's?
It's in the same ballpark. It's just a kind of solid pineapple. It's not amazing. It's not spectacular, but it's good. You know.
Delightfully mediocre.
That's Delosi.
Oh, right.
Though I would argue, I found quite a few Delosi that I've liked quite a lot so far.
Yeah, they have a couple of gems for sure.
But then again, I could be described as delightfully mediocre, so maybe it just kind of matches.
It's not a bad thing.
You're so silly.
All right, thanks for sharing, JJ. This looks good. It should taste good. A little bit of sour wizard to make everything pop. It's awesome.
0.75%. Does that sour wizard at 0.75%? Does that ever bother your throat?
I've used it at 1% before, and it didn't bother me. It needs a steep though. Like it needs to steep for 2 weeks for me if I've got it in there for that much. But I generally don't use it that high unless I'm using it with like marzipan or juicy strawberry as a sweetener to kind of balance it out.
Got it. Interesting. I think that the only person we have left is you, Emily.
All right. Well, I named mine Milne Icon's Cranberry Stuff because I didn't know what it was. It was just stuff that happened to have cranberries in it. And I chose to see, like I said earlier, cranberries, bits of apple, and rhubarb. So I did my classic Emily thing, and I went with flavors that were complex and had multiple different layers to them. So I used apple cranberry by Flavora at 1%, Flavora apple filling at 0.5% because I wanted a spice note. I wanted to kind of warm it up. It looked like a kind of a warm, like a Thanksgiving dinner type cranberry saucy stuff. And then 1% Flavora cranberry to boost up that cranberry note that's already in. Flavora apple cranberry is a really good balance, but I just wanted a little bit more cranberry since I was boosting the apple already with the apple filling. And then I used 1-on-1 rhubarb crisp at 3%. And I haven't seen a flavor tested this yet. This is actually the first time I ever used this flavor in a mix. So I can't tell you like the notes as far as what it's like, but to me, it's in the mix anyway. It's a really nice like baked rhubarb. It's not very bright or vegetal like in aware or anything, and it does have there's a little bit of bakery to this, but not enough, I think, to really distract from the profile. Like it's minor. I think it just is there to kind of fill out the mix, and it gives it some body, but it's not like. You're not like, oh, this is a cranberry rhubarb pie or something, you know?
Or you kind of like you threw a couple pieces of crunchiness at the top after you made it, right?
Sure. Only, the texture is not even really that crunchy. Like there's a little bit of graininess to it, but like, yeah, it's not terrible. And I don't have a ton of rhubarb flavors, but I don't know of a rhubarb where I can just get just that baked note without any bakery or anything. So that's why I went with rhubarb crisp, and it's really good. It's tasty. It's completely wrong for this time of year, but it's good.
I mean, but if it's fruity, it's okay for this time of year. I mean,
it's fruity, but because of the spice note, like it's warm and it's fruity and it's I don't know. It's just not something I would vape spring or summer.
Do you vape your custards in the spring and summer?
I do.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, I do, but I vape more fruits than I normally would, but I still vape bakeries and custards and stuff in the summer.
I mean, it's fall somewhere though.
Sure.
So there you go. Got cranberry.
Mm-hmm. I think South America. I think it's fall there. Like down south.
Southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Because we're moving into spring, they're moving into fall. Opposite.
So there you go. All you Aussies and South Africans, enjoy.
There you go.
It's just for you.
Just for you. Because we're not what's the word? We're not ethnocentric.
No.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
We want to include everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Inclusiveness. That's our thing. I mean, with us as a bunch, just the four of us ourselves, we're so vastly different. Yet we are great together because we completely were like, yeah, we love each other. Right, Liz?
I thought she was gonna go Jerry Maguire, like, you complete me.
You complete me. Right, Rin? I
Yes.
was waiting for Rin to say, no, I hate you.
No.
No.
You just talk for me and I just listen and laugh.
I don't talk for you.
No, you talk like, never mind.
Never mind.
It's just gonna get turned into something I don't want it to be turned into.
I love you too.
Anyway, we have some viewer recipes that were submitted.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have two people that played along with us this week. Jan Jewel, we can start really counting on her playing along with us. And Gasper. Mike Gasper. So would someone like to go over the recipes? Or I already have them pulled up, so I could.
I don't have them pulled up.
Okay, I will. Let's start with Jan Jules. She on ELR is called JJ. Not to be confused with Jen Jarvis JJ, but Jan Jewel. And she named hers Cranberries. So she's got 1% FA brandy, 3% TFA cranberry sauce, 1.5% Flavor Crunch cereal, 1% FA Vanilla Classic or Madagascar, 0.75% Flavor Pumpkin Spice, 0.3% Flavor Starch Base, and 2% TFA Whipped Cream. She says, I don't know but my thoughts on spicy cranberry ended up with the cranberries. And so it was. While mixing, you can, if you're in that mood, listen to the Cranberries Zombie. So it looks like she kind of went for more of like a cranberry tart or a cobbler of some sort.
Yeah, it does.
I like that she used Flavor pumpkin spice. That's such a good flavor, and I don't see it very often in like non-pumpkin-y ways.
Right, and I bet you with that brandy and that cranberry, I bet that's kind of cooked. I bet it comes out pretty cooked and pretty good. Starch base, I mean, it just sounds really like a really good bakery-ish, but mostly fruit with some bakery bits and pieces in it. You know what I mean? And she went with the spices too, like you did, Emily. So there we go. We're contributing to the Southern Hemisphere.
She must not be a mushroom taster. A lot of people, when they try Flavor Crunch cereal, they get like soggy mushrooms.
I don't understand the mushroom tasters. I don't taste mushrooms.
You don't taste. I taste mushrooms, but the people who don't think it's a really good flavor. So
I'm talking about in anything. Like every time you guys describe that, I go back and I single flavor test whatever the hell you guys are talking about.
And you don't get it.
Where's the mushroom in this?
It's really weird. Some people are just more sensitive to different volatiles, I guess. But this looks lovely, and yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Jan, for playing along with us.
Thank you.
It's always fun. Next up is Mike Gasper. He's known on all the flavors as 308 Hobbyist. And he named his cranberry salad. He says flavor cranberry to add the raw cranberries, F.A. Fuji apple, anywhere cactus, and cap juicy orange for the diced fruit, F.A. black cherry, and cap super sweet to mimic the sauce mix. And finally, some Flavor West sour to add some dryness and kill some of the sweetness of the cranberries. I haven't tried Flavor West sour before.
I tried it a long time ago, but I moved along from it. It's not a bad sour. It's just not strong enough, and you need to use a lot more of it, and it waters down the recipe when you use a lot more of it. So I would think at 1.5%, he used it at the right level, that it doesn't water things down too much, and it still keeps a little bit of sour note, and he's probably getting a little bit of a sour note versus a stronger, I don't know how to describe Flavor West sour. I know that it's decent. It's not bad. I think it's like close to LA's, just not as potent.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been really digging LA's recently. Like, I think it's even more potent than Sour Wizard, and that was like my go-to for the longest time.
It's just sour in a different way.
In a different way. Okay. And I like that he used just 0.5% of that black cherry.
I'm thinking that this recipe, by looking at it with that juicy orange, the cranberry, and the black cherry, that it probably tastes somewhere along the lines of a fruit punch.
Oh yeah.
Just by looking at it, that's what I'm.
It could. You got the apple and the juicy orange.
Or like a cranberry punch of some sort. I mean, that's what it's looking like to me with the sour. I mean, it looks really interesting, and it's got the apple in it. I mean, see, if I was going to make a fruit punch, it would be very close to this. It would have pear instead of the apple, but those flavors that he's got in there are fruit punchy.
Yes, this looks good. I can see how, like, with the super sweet and that cherry, it adds like a sauciness to the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see, twisting some oranges into some cranberry when they're done cooking. That's very interesting. It's very good. Thank you for playing. We appreciate these recipes.
Thanks, Mike.
I might actually mix this up just because I like those flavors mixed together. I like the flavor of an apple. Well, usually I use pear, but I'll try it with apple. Apple, cactus, cherry, and cranberry with orange juice. That's got to be good for a summer cake too.
Yeah, that flavor cranberry, man. It's such a good flavor.
Yeah, I agree.
Such a good cranberry.
I still haven't tried.
What's that?
I still haven't tried the cranberry apple.
Oh, cranberry apple's good too, but I guess the reason I never gone to like a different cranberry, like TFA cranberry sauce or whatever, is because flavor cranberry is just so good. I don't feel the need to go try something else. So
yeah, I get that too. I'm having the hardest time with my dang phone. I usually watch chat from my phone, and I lost my little pop socket, so I can't stand it up anymore. So I'm trying to lean it on everything, and I don't know if you guys keep hearing stuff rattling over here, but it keeps falling, and I'm very irritated right now. Gotta hold my phone.
Thanks for explaining that.
I don't know if you guys are hearing all the clack, 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 clack. It's my damn phone.
No. No clickety clack.
No clickety clack.
No. I see your lights though.
Like that?
Yeah,
Man.
pretty.
I had one of my kids, my stepdaughter came in from out of town with her husband. So this bedroom is the one that we use when we have company. So I didn't want her to come in here and see all my shit scattered like I did. So my desk is clear this week.
Wow.
Everything looks good in the room.
And then next week it'll be all a mess again.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. In addition to that, it's smells like vapor in here. I mean, this room smells very fruity. So I was like, well,
There's worse things to smell.
Yeah. There's definitely worse things to smell, but this room, I think that the vapor has absorbed into the walls in this room.
All right. Well, guys, I think we're gonna put a post for because next week's Chit Chat show. So think of some questions that you want to know about us. It can be mixing related. It can be, non-mixing related. Try not to make it too personal, but we'll try to answer what we can.
If you make it personal and we don't like it, we'll just answer with lies. So
yeah, sure. But yeah, head over to our Facebook page and give us some ideas for what to talk about next week.
And also one more thing I want to ask you guys: what flavors do you guys, other than let's say the pictures, because the pictures are, but what flavors do you think the industry as a whole, like when you think of juices that you would like to vape? What do you think of popular, something that you guys like to mix together? Like what do you like to mix for yourself? So think of some of those and put it out there and see if maybe we have any recipes to share maybe next week along those profiles, because some people just don't go on the ELR or on the ATF and look through our entire library. Plus, who knows, in our library we might call it, like this one right here where Rin said cranberry blob. Who's gonna open that up, man? I mean, the names of our recipes could be, I have one that's called 20K 18. It's just the end of the year. I mean, how the hell are you going to know what that is unless you open it? But who's going to open all those recipes I have in there? So maybe ask questions like that and then we can guide you.
Sure. All right. Who wants to drive us out of here?
So Bull City Flavors is having a sale today. I think it's just for today. You can use Bunny's Hop as your coupon code. It's going to give you 15% off. They do have the new Wonder flavors. So if you wanted to grab any of those, they're there. The new Flavora flavors that came out a few weeks ago, they have those as well. Thank you to all the flavors and Flavora, since we mentioned them. Check out Wayne Walker or DIY or Die. He has a great website and YouTube channel. And who else? E-cig Express. I'm sorry, what?
I was saying the same thing. It was just
E-cig Express. Check them out. I would imagine they're having a sale. It's hard to keep up with everything. I'm trying not to look because I don't need any more flavors right now.
Well, you have to get their new. Jungle Flavors just has a few new flavors out.
And one more thing I discovered just browsing through E-cig is that they do have nicotine, what do you call that? The premixes, down to 3 milligrams. So anybody who wants to make their life easy, you could buy a 250 bottle of their base nicotine at 3 milligrams, 6 milligrams, 12 milligrams. And, a lot of people don't have those down to the 3 milligrams. So that's good to know. I found that out, and I actually referred somebody to that this weekend who didn't know where to start. And they just need one thing to start with so they don't have to buy juice.
And Janet, are you having a show tonight?
Yeah. I think
yes,
so.
we are. We'll be on at 7:30.
So about 40 minutes?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yep, 40 minutes. You can check out Flavor Pro Jen Jarvis. She's having a live show with the other Jen, 2 Jens for price of 1.
Guys.
Yeah, think of some questions for us so we can have some stuff to talk about. Otherwise, we're just going to pick on each other.
And have awkward silences.
I think they enjoy that, kind of.
I enjoy the awkward silence. I embrace it.
Yeah, you're getting better.
Like, what awkward silence?
I think
Doesn't
it's
exist.
funny.
I like to count how many seconds it just stays. And it's usually Emily. She's like, okay.
And
That
everybody's
was
looking like,
interesting.
I don't think we have that many awkward sides. I've watched this after the show. How many of you guys watch yourselves after the show so we can improve ourselves?
Sometimes. Depends on how bored I am.
Depends on if I don't remember what happened.
Well, that could be a problem. Sometimes I watch this after the show, or I'll show somebody. Somebody will ask me a question about something. I'm like, look, you can find out here. The show that I watch the most over is the judging show. Those are the ones I usually watch again to see what the heck they were talking about. Because sometimes I'm just listening and not really listening.
You're just like, come on, just get to mine. Tell me I won. Come on. Stop the foreplay. Just stick it in. Anyway.
On that note,
Hey,
you guys have a great Easter. Thanks for
I
hanging out.
know.
And we'll see you next